We are sadly going to have to restart. Reason being is because we were ahead of schedule, and I was commentating at 8:15 when I said I was going to start commentating at 8:30. So that's my fault. And if you want to tune in at 10:06 because that's where we left off, then feel free to. But we're starting over at 0-0, and I'm going to move past this part because it took a while earlier. So Matt Cole's going to go to serve against Brayden Lindvall. Gonna go hard serve. Brayden's gonna get good touch on it. He's gonna move it past Brian Childs, and that's gonna be a point for Brayden Lindvall. Brayden to serve. Hits a back lip. Brian's gonna decide to play. Moves it past the defense, and that's gonna be a point for Tropical Wombats. Gonna do a couple of fakes here and there. He's gonna go for the backhand. Brayden's gonna not play it. Good touch though. Brian goes for a couple of fakes some more. Hits that front rim. That's gonna be a point for Brayden Lindvall. Brandon gets a hard serve. Matt Cole's going to work with it, though. Hit it far. Brayden gets the up. Brandon with the set. Brayden puts it back on. Brian goes for the run. Matt to set. And he's going to hit a rim. Brayden Lindvall up 3-1. Nice low serve that's going to nick the rim. Brandon's definitely been working on that arm whip thing that really helps your serve build up momentum and a lot of strength. I don't know if you're seeing how he's whipping it. Great lefty on by Matt, and Brayden Lindvall is not going to be able to adjust to it. I think this is definitely going to be a battle of defense between these teams because they both have a lot of effort and work really hard in it. I think it's going to become a battle of who can set better, though. Matt Cole, I think he is definitely a developing player, and he's becoming a really fearsome one. But setting is something that I believe really isn't a strong suit for him. So I would love to see how he can improve on that for many Gold League games to come. Brayden to serve at 4-3. Nice little serve. Brian gets the up. He's going to go past it. Brandon's going to get the up, though. It's going to be a little off net. He's going to try to go for the drop, and he's not going to get it. That's going to be a point for Tropical Wombats at 4-4. Brian goes for the serve. It's going to lip up. I don't know if Brayden's going to call it, though. And he doesn't. Good. Brian to serve 5-4. Hits it hard, but Brandon's going to get a good touch on it. It's going to be a little off net. He hits it downward. Matt's going to get the touch. Brian gets a great set, and Matt's going to put it on. Brandon's there for the touch. Brandon's going to... Brandon gets a decent set. It could be a little higher for that. I believe there's going to be a no call. It's going to be 5-5. Brian lets out a screech like a Tropical Wombat. I believe Brandon is going for those push shots, or push serves rather. Matt Cole's going to go to serve, and they're not going to be able to adjust to it, and that's going to be a point for Tropical Wombats at 7-5. Goes for a couple of fakes, off to the lefty, puts it on, and Brandon's going to try to play it. I believe he hits it on, and that's going to be a point for Brayden Lindvall. And Brandon is a powerhouse. He is hitting the crap out of those balls. My goodness. Brayden to serve 6-7. Some debate about what the score is, I believe. A little lag, but I believe it's going to be a double fault. Yeah, it was double fault. Tropical Wombats up 8-6. Brian to serve. If he goes on the service run, it could be deadly. Goes for a couple of fakes. And he's going to pocket up. It's a weirdly low shot. Defense adjusts to it, though. It's going to be a nice little rally. Brian tries to put it on, but he cannot. That's going to be a point for Brayden Lindvall. Not really seeing. It's weird because I feel like the initial, after serves end, defense really isn't moving that much. They're kind of just waiting. But I feel like a lot of the hits are lipping up, and that's giving a lot of the players a lot of time to move. It's going to be hitting hinder. So I think it's 7-8. We'll see soon. Brandon gets a good touch on that. Tries to put it on. He cannot. And that's going to be a point at... It's going to be 8-6, I believe. We'll see soon enough. Brian goes for a fake. He gets the backhand. Brayden's going to get a touch on it, though. He's going to call lip. It looked clean to me. Maybe not. And he goes for a little bit of fakes. And he's going to hit the front rim. They're going to decide to play it. Puts it into the body of Brian. He can get it up, but Matt Cole cannot get the touch on it. And that's going to be a point for Brayden Lindvall at 8-8. Nope. Now I'm very confused. 9-8 maybe? A hard serve. Easy 1-2-3 put away by Matt Cole and Brian Childs. To line up, goes for the drop, and he's going to get it. And that's going to put Tropical Wombats back in the lead at 10-9. I think Matt is showing a lot of service variety, and that's going to be very hard for Brayden Lindvall to adjust accordingly. Going to opt for his cut. Can't get in. That's going to be 10-10. Brayden Lindvall serving with Braden Bickford. Brayden to serve. It's a hard shot. Brian's going to adjust accordingly. Brandon's going to get a touch. Bickford puts it up. And that's going to be a point for Brayden Lindvall. Balls are being shot. We're going to move past it. Man, this is turning out to be a pretty good matchup. I feel like Tropical Wombats is the more experienced team, but Brayden and Brandon's athleticism is really coming into play here. And that's going to be easy 1-2-3 wrap. A point for Tropical Wombats. Few fakes here and there. Right up by Brayden. Brandon puts it up. Brayden gets the touch on. It's going to be the 1-2-3 put away by Tropical Wombats. Oh, it's not dark. I need a light. I need like a ring light. Because I usually have my closet light on. But I feel like you can't see my face. I mean, not that you need to see my face. All you need to see is the film. But still. Brian to serve. Looks left. Looks right. Looks left. Looks right. Oh, and he hits a pocket. That's going to be a point for Brayden Lindvall. I would love to see Brandon get his serves on. I feel like it could be a lot harder than it has been. Puts it on because of the bad set. Brandon puts it away. Matt Coles, there you go. Gets the good touch. Brian with a beautiful set. Puts it on. That's going to be a point for Tropical Wombats. Like I said before, I think the difficulty right now is... I mean, Matt's sets are decent, but they're not going over the net. So that's forcing Brian to hit only one way. And Brandon and Brayden are playing off-net defense like champions right now. And that's securing them a lot of points. So I think there's a hit on the rim. That's actually going to be a point for Brayden Lindvall. My goodness. 13-12. Close game here. A nice jam serve by Matt Cole. And he's really proving himself on these serves right now. Getting a lot of breaks with it. They're going to opt to play it. A nice set. 1-2-3 put away. Brian Childs gets a touch on it, but it's going to be a point for Brayden Lindvall. Just got word that WySpike Butterfinger's highlight reel is out for the Heatwave Classic 6. 6 years of doing this tournament. Go feel free to check it out on our YouTube channel at WySpike. Brayden to serve, hits it hard, and that's going to be a lip up. Tropical Wombats now up 15-14 with Brian Childs to serve. Off for a few fakes. Brandon gets it, and he's going to put it on somehow. Brian goes for the 1-2-3 put, and Brandon gets a touch on it, but he's going to cut off his partner Brayden from getting there. I think Brian's definitely done wraps in this matchup, but I still feel like he's doing a lot of normal forehands, and I think that's going to be the difficulty for them. If Brian needs to, I feel like, either hit low or further away from the defense, because right now he's hitting at them. And like I said, it's going to be difficult because Matt Cole's sets have been a little bit off, but I think he can work with them. Brian to serve. Fakes left, fakes right. No, he puts it on with the right, but he's going to hit rim. It's it low. Brayden with the off-net hit, but Brandon adjusts. Matt goes far, tries to hit it back, and he can't get it. That's going to be a point for Brayden Lindvall. Brandon gets a hard serve, but Brian gets the receive. Goes for the backhanded tweener, but 16-17. Brandon to serve. Easy 1-2-3 put away by Tropical Wombats. Don't know what happened there. Sorry, y'all. Matt Cole serving 18-17. Goes for a few fakes. Goes right, and he's going to get a great ace on Brandon. I don't know what happened. I guess I was off on points. My fault, y'all. I was way off. I think it's because whenever I disconnected, I didn't stop the video. But we're going to leave it at that. And moving on to the next one. And I think it's going to be very much a battle of defense and serves. Matt Cole is getting a lot of breaks, which I feel like is really helping Tropical Wombats to have a good chance at this game. But if Brayden Lindvall can step up their serves, then I think they have a fair chance at winning it. And we're moving on to game 2. Matt gives us a little wave. What's up, Matt? Dang, Brandon, you are very tall. And we're going to readjust the score to show that it is Series 1, Game 2. Brayden Bickford to serve. And that's going to be a double fault. Tropical Wombats gets the point. Matt Cole's going to start here. I think that's a great decision. He's been getting a lot of aces on this team. I don't know why. Brian is a great server, but I feel like he hasn't gotten many breaks on his serves this game. Or this matchup. Brandon hits it hard. Matt adjusts with it. Brayden gets a great touch. Tries to put it on, and Brayden works with it though. And then that's going to be a 1-2-3 put away by Brian and Matt. Yeah, Brandon is not the best setter either. The weaker setters on both teams is going to be Matt and Brandon. Brandon is definitely worse than Matt. But Brayden has been still just adjusting and getting those touches onto the net, which is really promising to see going into this match. Somehow gets the on. Great 1-2-3 reflex put away, but that's not going to be enough, and Brian gets the play on them for a 3-1 lead on Brayden Lindvall. For those of you tuning in, thank you so much. We had a little disconnect earlier. I don't know what happened, but we are back. At 3-1, Brian fakes left, and he's going to catch a pocket on Brayden Lindvall and go for the second serve. So far, what we've been seeing is Matt taking a lot of breaks on his serve, and we'll see if Brian can do the same. Brayden gets a great touch, and Brandon misses the net completely. Feel like a great athlete, but sometimes when he's over the net, he doesn't have that good of net awareness and where to hit and where the other team is. He kind of just hits as hard as he can. Fake left. It's going to pop up, and Brayden's going to opt to play it, but he doesn't want it because it's a bad first touch. Brian to serve. Gets a nice angle on Brayden Bickford, and that's going to put Tropical Wombats up 5-1. Keep in mind the first series was, I believe, 1921. I got off a little bit, but this game is going to be a 4-point deficit for Brayden Lindvall. Brian serves again, and that's going to be another break for him. He must have heard me when I said he wasn't taking breaks, because he is starting to take a lot. Brian serve, off to the backhand. A point for Brayden Lindvall. Brayden to serve. Hits a hard lobster trap. And a hard rim. And that's going to be a point for Tropical Wombats. 7-2. I played poker yesterday, and that's the only hand I was getting. And it sucked because I couldn't get any wins. It's tragic, y'all. 7-2 is not a good hand in poker. Especially if it's different suits. Matt gets a good jam that's nice and low, and Brayden can't get the set, and that's going to be a point at 8-2 for Tropical Wombats. And this is looking like a game wrapped up for them. They have to hold it, and I think them being pretty consistent players, they're going to be capable of doing. That's going to be left hand by Matt Cole to get the... He's going to get the lip up, according to Brayden. Fakes left, fakes right, fakes left. Hits it hard, and he gets the ace. And that is another service break by Matt Cole. Matt Cole to serve, goes for a jam. And that's going to be a lip, yeah. Good call by Brayden Lindvall. There's a little step back. And that's going to end his service run at 3-9. He's going to skip past these bull shagging so we can go to the content of the game. 3-9, Brayden serve, goes for a hard righty. I think that is the only serve he's done, if I'm not wrong. Puts it on a little easier. Try to be 1-2-3 put away, but Matt lifts it up. Brayden with a great set, and Brandon cannot get it. I think something Brandon did there is he set his feet before hitting the ball, and he didn't give himself any room for error. You know, he was expecting Brayden to hit the ball right at him. Easy put on. But that's not what he was given. You know, the set was a little off, and he had already planted, so he wasn't able to adjust to the set to hit. So he needs to be light on his feet. I feel like he gets set and just ready to hit it as hard as he can, and doesn't give himself any leeway to adjust to how his partner's playing. 4-10, Brayden to serve, Brayden Bickford, not Brayden Lindvall. That's the team name. Brayden to serve. And can't get it on. That's going to be 11-4. 7-point lead by Tropical Wombats. Nice little up and a lefty hit by Brandon to put Brayden Lindvall at 5-11. A nice hard serve, but Matt gets a great touch on it. Puts it past him, but Brandon goes for the layout. Brandon tries to get it, and he can't get there. Nice defense by Brayden Lindvall. But that's going to be a point for Tropical Wombats. Trying to serve, taking a little while. Probably should have skipped past that. I didn't know how long it was going to take. What's taking forever? 12-5, a nice hard right, and Brandon gets it on. He smashes it down, and Matt Cole hits it above the defense, and that's going to be another point for Tropical Wombats. Brandon is definitely a player who plays hard, and he is a powerhouse. It's fun to watch. Brian goes for a few fakes here and there. Tries to go for the Fuego drop. That's a point for Brayden Lindvall. At 6-13, need to make nearly double the points they currently have in order to get a chance at coming back at this game. Let's see if they can do it. Brandon's serve hits a rim. Matt goes for the push shot. It's going to be great down the middle. Tropical Wombats are going to get it. with so much talking. It's going to be 14-6. Matt Cole to serve. It's a lip up. It's an entirely different game from the one we saw earlier. You know, being so much closer to the first game. I think a huge difference is really capitalizing on those plays by Tropical Wombats. You know, they're getting touches on the ball and they're putting it away rather than lipping up, rather than allowing the defense to get touches on it. And that's really paying off for them. Good hitting is rewarded with points. Bad hitting results in points for the other team because they get defensive plays on it. Ryan to serve at 15-7. Goes for a backhand. Brandon hits it hard, high, and away. And that's going to be a point for Brayden Lindvall. For those of you who didn't hear, my voice is sore because I was yelling a lot this week, and so pardon me if it sounds a little scratchy. Brayden to serve. Matt gets a good touch. And gets a nice wrap that I think he misses the net. So not a nice wrap. Good try though. That's gonna be a point for Brayden Lindvall. Brayden to serve. Goes for the backhand. Brian gets a good touch on it. Tries to put it away, but Brandon's there for the touch. Puts it high. Brian runs, but he can't get there. A point for Brayden Lindvall. Brayden served 10-15, making a slight comeback here. We're down 7 earlier, down 5 now. Matt gets a good touch on it though, and they don't want to play it. Nice little jam. Matt gets a reach for it, and I believe he puts it on. Yeah, he puts it on. That's going to be 16-10 for Brayden Lindvall. Or Tropical Wombats, rather, in the lead. Matt goes for the drop. Brayden's there, though. Puts it up. Matt gets the touch on it. Brian gets another touch. It's off net, though, and that's going to be a point for Brayden Lindvall. Brian goes for a hard right. Brian's there. He's all over it. Goes for the backhand. No defense is there whatsoever, and that's going to be a point for Tropical Wombats. A little bit of a fake. Brandon gets a touch on it. Brayden tries hard to get there. And that's going to be another point for Tropical Wombats. After the drop. Hard serve that hits the rim. That's going to be 12-18 with the rotation. Brayden to serve here against Brian. Brian gets a good touch. And he's going to say, nope, it was a pocket. That's going to be, what, 13-8? Oh, no, he did it. Did he ace him? I don't know what happened there, but for some reason it was a point for Tropical or Brayden Lindvall. 19-13. Game's closing out. Takes a few more breaks for Tropical Wombats to secure it. And I want to know the game plan for Series 2 for Brayden Lindvall because That first game was so close, but this one was a lot bigger of a deficit. You know, I think it's going to be really capitalizing on those defensive touches that they get and having to put them away and then securing better sets and taking more breaks and not getting broken that much. I think this game they got aced 6 times or so, 5 or 6. It was quite a bit, maybe 4 at least though. But if they can secure serves better, then they have a chance at getting a game or two. So we're gonna start Series 2, Game 1. And here we are. And this is a long game, 20 minutes, 11 seconds. Let me adjust the score. Brayden to serve, hits it hard. Series 2, Game 1. It's going to be 1-0 in favor of Tropical Wombats. Brandon to serve. What is it, 2-1? 3-1 now? We literally just started. How do I not know what it is? I think it's 3-1. Or no, 1-1. I'm dummy. Matt with a nice tweener. That's going to be 2-1 for Tropical Wombats. Wait, was it 3-2 then? I don't know how I already got off. 1, 2, 3, put away. Matt tries to go for it, but he can't get there. What is this? Hold up. Let me mute this. Let me mute this YouTube thing really fast. Cause I don't know the score. I think it's 4-2. It's going to hit a lip up. I believe it's 4-2. Hopefully I'm not wrong. Nice set by Matt Cole. Brian's going to wrap it, and that's going to be a point for Tropical Wombats. 3-4, Matt Cole to serve. Brandon gets a good touch on it, but he's going to call pocket. That's going to be a point for Brayden Lindvall. Getting an early lead at 5-3. Hopefully can keep it going until the end of the game. Brandon's going to get a hard hit, but Matt gets a touch on it. Going to move it past the defense. That's going to be a point for Tropical Wombats. Brian to serve 4-5. Fakes left. Fakes left. Fakes right and goes for it. And that's going to lip up. Goes for a hard serve. Brandon gets a touch on it. It's going to be off net. Brayden puts it on. Brian's there for the defensive play. I think he hits rim. Yeah. He says no. He hits rim. That's going to be a point for Brayden Lindvall. What a funny guy. Good try, Brian. 6-4, and that's going to lip up. Brian's going to call it. Five, 6. Off for a low shot. Brandon gets the on one. I think that's going to be a hinder call. Yeah. Beautiful on one, though. We've been seeing that a lot tonight. Brandon gets a great wide touch. Puts it hard. Oh, Matt gets a great set after the first touch by Brian. And Brian can't put it onto the net. That's going to be a point for Brayden Lindvall. Great set by Matt Cole, though. Seven, 5, Brayden Lindvall to serve. Hits it hard, and Matt's going to adjust to it. Gets a nice backhanded shot that's going to hit the rim, and that's a point for Brayden Lindvall. Taking an early lead. Eight, 5, and that's a rim by Brandon. And we're going to skip ball shagging here. Get back into the content of the game, which is the game itself. 8-5 second serve here for Brandon. Hits a hard. Brandon to serve. I think there was some dispute whether that was a clean serve or not. Hard serve. Brian gets a good touch on it. Goes for the fake drop. Brandon's there, though. Hits it away from the net. And that's a poor decision by Brian. And you can see the frustration with that high five there. It's going to be another break for Brayden Lindvall. And yeah, definitely frustration there. See, that's a shot that Brian needs to put away, especially being down this much in the game right now. 9-5. You want to see clear-cut decision making away from the defensive hits or defensive touches. But right there, he drops it right in front of Brandon. Brian goes for a couple of fakes. Hits a lobster trap. Brandon gets a great up, and Brandon gets the touch. Brian runs that down, and Matt's going to get a decent set. Oh, and Brian can't put it on the net, and that's going to be a point for Brayden Lindvall. Playing the long ball, but it is not paying off. 10-6, Brayden serves to Brian. They opt to play it. 1-2-3, put away, and that's going to be a point for Tropical Wombats. Matt with the serve. Brandon gets a poor first touch, so they don't want to play it. Brandon to serve. I believe it's 11-7. They're keeping their lead pretty well, which that is I don't really know if it's a pleasant surprise, but it's pleasant to see. They're keeping it from Tropical Wombats as the team that has more experience on them. Brian's going to fake a little bit, hit right, and that's going to be a point for them. That's something you want to see right now. 9-11. Beautiful serve by Brian. Hopefully he can get another one here on Brandon and secure more points to hopefully take the lead. So hard. It's going to be a decent touch. It's going to be a hard set by Brayden. Brian puts it up, and Brayden can't get there, and that's going to be a point for Tropical Wombats. Another break for them. Brian to serve. Brian, last game, he played versus Incompetent Scissors, and I commented a lot about his backhands and how they really just caused bad touches, but I really haven't seen that much this game. You know, he's definitely generated some bad touches here and there, but definitely not as much as he did against Ethan and Luke. You know, I think Brandon has such a large wingspan, so he's able to get to those balls easier and quicker. And then Brayden, I think he's just been double faulting on. But wow, that's going to be another ace by Brayden Bickford for a 14-10 lead. And this is an entirely different game than we saw earlier. Goes for a few fakes, tries to go for the backhand. Goes hard. Brian gets a touch on it. That's going to lip up. Brayden says, no, that's not a lip. And he's like, yeah, it is. And that's going to be 11-14. Tropical Wombats to serve with Matt Cole. Tries to go for the cut. Gets a lip. And that's going to be an ace for Tropical Wombats. Definitely taking more breaks here, trying to catch up to them. Matt Cole to serve. Can he do it again? Hits it hard, and that's going to be the on-2 by Brandon. But it's going to hit rim. 13-14, closing down the gap. Matt Cole to serve. Definitely becoming a very reliable server for Brian. Goes for the left, and they're not going to play it. No, I think Matt Cole is obviously a great player, but I feel like when Brian drafted him, I thought of Brian really carrying him in this league. But you know, Matt Cole is playing pretty well. I mean, he's getting breaks when Brian isn't, and he's really becoming a complementary player for him. It's just a great team to see. A couple of touches here and there, goes far, and Brian can't run that down. Yeah, I think Brian's really great about running down shots that are, I guess, higher. Something about Brandon, though, is he's hitting the crud out of those balls, and it's very hard to run down, and that's only going to, you know, make Brian tired and make it hard to get balls that are easier to get to, and it's just going to be difficult for him. Because I know Brian has a lot of agility, but when it's just so far, it makes it harder for the second setter and to get those points. Couple of fakes here and there. He gets the lobster trap. A nice touch. It's going to go high, and Brian's going to get a touch on it. Goes far, and that's going to be out of reach for Brayden Bickford. 15-16, Tropical Wombats to serve with Brian Childs. Definitely the second half of this game, Tropical Wombats are putting their 1-2-3 putaways back on, which is beautiful to see. Oh, and Brian goes for the touch but can't get there. I don't think it's going to be enough for a hinder call. Yeah, and that's going to be a point for Brayden Lindvall. Brayden to serve 17-15. Brian gets a touch, says he doesn't want it. Beautiful hit by Brayden. Moves it past, and Brandon dives and hits on two. Beautiful set by Brian, though. Brandon gets a touch somehow on that ball. And that's going to be a point for Tropical Wombats, though. The athleticism is real. Matt Cole to serve, gets a push. Brayden puts it up, and Brian goes to the dive to Brandon does the drop. There's a lot of B names in this match. Man, I'm just realizing. There's so many B names. Sorry, y'all, I've been tripping up It's going to be 18-16. Brayden to serve. Hits it hard. Looked like a carry from Matt, but it's a rim anyway, so I'm not going to play it. Brown with an easy touch. 1, 2, 3 put away from Matt, and that's going to be a point for Tropical Wombats. Fakes right, then opts to go right. Beautiful 1, 2, 3 put away by Brayden Lindvall. And they are holding this game to security. Brayden to serve. He's gotten a few aces this matchup. Let's see if he can do it again. Second serve for Brayden Bickford. Set hard, and Brian gets a touch on it. Goes for a nice fake drop. And that's going to be a point for Tropical Wombats. Going to skip past a little for the ball shagging. Hold up. I don't know if that's his first or second serve. Matt Cole to serve. He's gonna double fault. Yeah, or not double fault. Fault. And here comes the second. Tries to put it on gently. He gets the lip up. And that's gonna be a point for Brayden Lindvall. Looking to close it out here with Brandon serve. Can Tropical Wombats hold it? A hard hit by Brandon. Matt Cole says no. It goes over his head. Looking to Brian to hopefully get an ace here, or at least force a bad touch. Gets a couple of fakes here and there. They do not want to play it. I thought Brandon was going to put on 2 there, but he didn't go for it. Is there some dispute about when the point was called? I don't know what happened. And that's going to be a double fault from Tropical Wombats. And that's going to be first game of the second series for Brayden Lindvall at 21-19. And we're going to set up the next game really quickly. But I am going to be right back. Gonna go get some water. Let me set up the game though. Where are we at? We're gonna be moving into Series 2, Game 2 when I get back. And I will see you soon.
Wowie! Dirt. Let's go! Oh my gosh!
we are back. Thank you so much for waiting. I got me a little fruit bar because I got hungies. Gonna change this to Series 2, Game 2. Definitely a lot better playing by Brayden Lindvall and Brayden Bickford and Brayden Lindvall. Where is it? Interact. There we go. There we go. Gonna reset this game up. It's gonna be a fresh 0-0 start. And we're gonna be going to Game 2. And here we go. I think that is definitely a great playing by Brayden Lindvall. I think there's just a few mistakes here and there by Tropical Wombats that they could really look to minimize this game. Great serve by Brandon. And easy 1-2-3 put away for a Tropical Wombat. Matt Cole to serve. It's a lip up. Goes for the drop, and that's going to be a point for Brayden Lindvall because it is another lip. Brayden is served back. Gets a good touch on it. Brian's going to get a great set. Easy 1-2-3, and that's a point for Tropical Wombat. Brian's going to fake right. Then goes right. He's going to get that ace on Brayden Lindvall, and that's a point for Tropical Wombats. Pretty textbook playing right now. Easy 1-2-3s, aces, double faults. Nothing really extraordinary going on. Haven't really been looking at server seed as much. Even though there's been aces here and there. I feel like both teams are doing a pretty good job getting touches on the ball. Hasn't really been many aces, except for Matt Cole. Matt Cole's gotten a lot of aces where it's been no touch, but not too many. So I think they just need to get a better handle on just movement and a better hand on it. Brayden's going to get that good touch on Matt. Going to hit a backhand, but Matt Cole's all over it. Gets the easy wrap for the finish, and that's going to be a 4-1 3-point lead for Tropical Wombats. Matt Cole serving. I believe he said 4-2, so I may be off one. I guess we'll see soon. Opted for the push. Goes for it again. That's going to be, I believe, a carry. It looked weird. That's a hard call. Oh, not even a carry. They're looking at the rim. I think it may have nicked rim. But the Tropical Wombats are debating front pocket. Going to be a reserve. Matt Cole goes for the jam. Brandon gets a good touch on it. He's going to hit it hard, and that's going to be a point for, I believe, did it touch? I think it hit Brayden Bickford. So that's a point for Tropical Wombats. So hard, a high touch. Brayden goes for the backhand and misses. Gets a little frustrated, and that's a point for Tropical Wombats. Matt goes to serve, hits a rim. Nice touch by Brandon. Set off net. Ryan gets it though. It's going to be off. Gets the touch onto the net, and that's going to be a 1-2 put away for Brayden on the second hit. Nice little rally there. Definitely relying on those off-net sets from Brayden Lindvall to get those defensive touches from Tropical Wombat. And I mean, it's working for them this game. Hard hit. Brian gets a touch. Gonna go for the short and can't put it on the net. A little bit of an off net set from Matt. And this is really not so much a game of hitting, because when you have the only option of hitting one way from an off net set, then all you can do is put it on. This game is really determined by who is setting the best. It's usually, honestly, I feel like it's all the players on the court right now. Brian's really good at short distance setting, but a lot of these rallies have been going further, and most of the time sets are going off net. So I feel like whoever is getting sets closer to the middle is winning these rallies, because it's allowing them so much more diversity for shot selection and just helping them with putaways. And that's going to be a point for Brayden Lindvall. Hard hit into the body of Brian. He's going to put that way high and far. Matt Cole disturbed. Let's see if he gets some breaks here. Goes for a backhand. He's got a pretty good backhand, but he hasn't been using this that much this game. Goes for that jam again. It's really secure, easy hit for him. Gonna go on to with Matt Cole, and that's gonna be 9-5. 4-point lead for Tropical Wombats. Wasn't really much movement there for Brayden Lindvall. Usually better about moving on defense. He's gonna bite hard, and Matt's gonna get the lefty on, but Brandon's gonna get the play and put it away. It's going to be 6-9, Brayden to serve. It's a hard serve, and Brian gets a weak first touch, and that's going to be a point for Brayden Bickford. Brayden looks so much more different than when I last saw him. Maybe I feel like his hair got lighter. I know that's really random to say. Maybe he cut it? I don't know. He looks different. Wow, a great serve by Brian. Goes nice and low and to the right side of Brandon. And that's going to be a point for Tropical Wombats. It's going to be a good little boost of confidence, but they're not going to play it. Hopefully he can get a little streak going here. Point for Brayden Lindvall. Hits hard into the shoe of Matt Cole. That's going to be a point for Tropical Wombat. Oh! Who just served that? Oh, it's 12-8. My fault. He's going to pocket. Now I'm going to do a little bit of my notes for what teams can be working on. Matt Cole to serve. It's going to hit rim. That's going to be a point for Brayden Lindvall. Brayden to serve at 9-12. Gets an on. Brian gets a good touch on it, though, and goes for the nice put away. Point for Tropical Wombats at 13-9. Brian's going to serve here. Gets a beautiful fake righty right there. Or I guess to say fake left into the righty. That's a point for Tropical Wombats. Brayden gets a good hand on it. Puts that ball away with his left. They think there's debate there for some reason. Don't know why. Possibly not a clean hit, but I'm not sure. Brayden hits that ball hard. Think he can do a better job, though, of just better serve selection. He's only got one serve. Point for Tropical Wombats. Matt Cole to serve 15-10, hits a rim, and Brayden's going to opt to play it, but he's going to get a poor touch. Matt Cole to serve. And that's going to be a lip up and a point for Brayden Lindvall. A double fault from Brayden Bickford. 16-11 in favor of Tropical Wombats. Looks like this game is most likely going to go into 3 for Series 2. Brayden Lindvall taking the first one, and Tropical Wombats is probably soon about to take the second with a jam ace by Brian Childs into Brayden Lindvall. Brian goes for a couple of fakes here and there. Brayden wants to play it, but opts not to. I think Brayden seems to be a little bit flat-footed on his serve receive. That may be why he's getting faked out a little bit on Brian sometimes. He has a good stance in terms of getting low with his body, but I don't think he's on his toes that much. Same thing with Brandon. Brandon's kind of biting at really everything and just running around. I mean, he's quick enough to do it, but it's going to be a lot harder on serves that have a lot more power than Brian's. Brian definitely has a lot of fakes, but he doesn't have that much power. If you play someone like Frederick who does the fake and then hits it hard, that's going to be hard for him to adjust to. 12-18, Brayden Lindvall to serve. Gonna get his signature right on, and he's gonna make that serve. That's gonna be a point for Brayden Lindvall with the ace on Brian. Hit it hard. Matt has no trouble adjusting to that. Poor set by Brian, but Brayden's gonna wash it down. He's not gonna get the second set for Brayden to get there though. Matt Cole to serve. Brandon gets a decent touch. Brayden with a good set, but Brandon cannot put it onto the net, and that's going to be point 13 for Tropical Wombats. Matt Cole to serve, looking to close it out. Hits front rim. Gets a nice closing ace on Brayden Bickford. And that is going to be 21-13 in favor of Tropical Wombats. And we are going into game number 3. And let me turn this off really fast. Game 3 is right here. For the one viewer who is still on and watching, thank you so much for your support. Hope you've been enjoying the stream. We can do right monitor, putting this on, and we're going to restart. and interact with the scoreboard to put it for Series 2, Game 3. Oh. Here we go. Going into our last game of the night. Honestly, really excited to see this because if Brayden Lindvall can get the win here, they will have secured another point or two for the league, I believe. Taking that first game was a good boost of confidence for them, showing that they can beat Tropical Wombats after losing twice in Series 1. Brayden Bigford to serve, goes hard. Brian gets the good touch on it. Matt Cole puts it high. Brayden's going to get the touch, but it's not going to be enough to get back to net. A good little rally to start off at a 1-0 lead for Tropical Wombats right now. I think Brayden hit the ground too hard. I think he's okay though. Yeah, I think he just landed poorly on his arm. I'm gonna take off my hat. Ugh. Matt Cole to serve. Gets it a little bit high. If you are not already following our channel, please do so for updates on when games are starting and who's going to be playing. And we definitely appreciate all the support that we get for WySpike and just supporting the furthering of RoundNet. Matt goes for that left hand. Goes for the jam now, and that's going to be a point for Brayden Lindvall after the double fault for Matt Cole. Brandon goes for that hard right. Brian gets a good touch of it. It's going to be off the net, and Brian's going to get the on with the tweener. Brian to serve. 3-1. Fakes here and there. Fakes. Whoa, fake. Gets that backhand on the net, and that's going to be a point for Tropical Wombats. Like I said earlier, I think Brandon is definitely moving his weight too much and securing his feet every time he's moving rather than being lighter on his toes. Honestly, if Brian fakes that much on every serve that he just did, then I think he could get a lot more aces on Brandon. He may be picking up on that right now. But he usually just does one or two. And that doesn't give Brandon enough time to, like, I guess, secure himself enough to like, not adjust to the serve. It's going to be 2-4, Brayden to serve. Goes for that backhand again. Doesn't get over the ball that much. Goes for a few fakes here and there. Tries to go for the backhand. Brian gets a decent touch on it. It's going to lip up, and Brandon's not going to be able to get there. Not a decent touch. That was a good first touch. I don't know why I said decent. Matt Cole to serve 5-2. Looking to further the lead that they have right now. The Tropical Wombats. I think Brandon definitely also on his serve receive needs to put his arms up. Let me make a note about this. Serve, receive, arms, toes. A good little try for a different serve by Brandon. Kind of a wild shot, but appreciate the effort on it. (3-5) Brandon to serve. Hits it hard into the back lip, and that's going to be a point for Brian Childs and Matt Cole. Brian gets a nice cut serve to secure a 4-point lead for Tropical Wombats. Disgustingly wide angle on that. Brian goes for a few fakes. Goes left, and Brandon can't get a good enough touch. It's going to be a double fault, and Brayden Lindvall is going to get that point. A nice... Looked clean to me. I think that's an ace for Brayden Bickford. Definitely an ace for Brayden Bickford, yeah. Good angle on that shot. Out of reach for Matt Cole. Goes for the backhand. He's going to lip up. Try to play it, but not going to get a good enough touch on it. Brayden goes for the hit, instant double fault. I feel like Brayden's consistency on serves consists of either an ace or a double fault. Most of the time, that's what he's doing. And I think it's because he double faults a lot to where Brian and Matt, like when they're least expecting it, he gets it on, and then it's a pretty good serve. Matt goes hard and low, and he gets an ace on Brandon. That's going to be a point for Tropical Wombats. 9-5 goes for the lefty. Good little right fake. I appreciate that. You know, Matt did that right fake, and he threw up his shoulder like he was going to serve the ball. And then off to the left on Brayden. He is serving very well right now. Like, that's a nice cut serve on Brayden as well. Same spot that Brian hit earlier. Hard push. Brandon gets a left touch on it, and he's going to hit it over the head of Brian Childs for 6-10 in this matchup. Brandon to serve. Hits it low. Matt has no trouble getting a good touch on it. Easy 1-2-3 textbook put away by Tropical Wombats. I love the confidence that Matt just showed. You know, he hit it up, walked gently to the net, and puts it up. But I think that was a call. Does the same thing anyways. Brandon gets a touch. I don't know what the call was there. Should be 11-6 anyways. Interesting. Brian can go for a backhand there. It's going to get it up. That's going to be a point for Tropical Wombats. Yeah, Brian has definitely been getting a lot more aces with his backhand on this game. I think Ethan and Luke are just more experienced with their left hands. Especially having, you know, playing against Dylan or even people like Matthew Burrows who have a lot of lefties. But I don't know if Brayden and Brandon have as much experience dealing with the left side and serve receiving there. Brayden goes for serve. That's going to be 7-12, I believe. 7-12. Brian gets a good touch. Oh, Matt gets it up, but it's going to be rolled off the net, and that's going to be a point for Tropical Wombats. I think it's 13-17. I think there's some debate to whether that went off clean or not, but it did not look clean at all. What is that, 13-7? 13-7. Yeah. Matt Cole to serve, looking to close out this game. Maybe an 8-point service run right here. Nah, I hope not. That'd be devastating. I mean, kudos to Matt if he can do that, but a 6-point lead. I think with Tropical Wombats experience, they're able to secure this victory. Hard, low push shot. I think I just burped there. Excuse me. As I was talking, it was like a burp talk. That's disgusting. Brayden Lindvall to serve. It's a hard hit, and Brian gets it. He goes for the left. Hits it into Brandon, but it's not going to be a put on that's successful, and Tropical Wombats are going to start with Brian to serve. Looks to the right. Looks to the right again. Goes for the drop. Brandon's there, though. Goes for the backhand. It's going to go very high. Brian's going to get a good touch on it. Matt gets an off-net hit, but Brayden actually gets a decent touch on that ball. I love that he secured his body. He knew where it was going to go. I think he could have gone off-net to get it, but I appreciate that he at least knew that, like, hey, the ball's going to come this way. I can get a good touch on it. If he had gone off-net, he probably could have gotten a better touch because the set was off-net from Ryan. But in the moment, it's a lot harder, so decent enough. Brayden to serve at 9:15. And he's going to hit a lip there. And that's going to be a point for Tropical Wombats. Matt Cole going to go to serve. Sorry, this song is like jamming out to this song, dude. Brayden Lindvall, 10-16. Brandon looking for a mean serve to ace Matt Cole. Goes hard, hits it into the ground. Hits it hard again. Matt gets a poor touch on it, and that's going to be... Does he get that on? Ryan with a decent set after that bad touch, but I don't know if he gets it on. And by he, I mean Matt Cole. Is that Brayden? Hold up. That is Brayden Bickford. It just looks weird from afar. I didn't know it was him. Whose point is that? It is going to be a point for Tropical Wombats. So Matt Cole did put that on. Gonna opt to play it. Easy 1, 2, 3 foot away from Brayden Lindvall. Brayden to serve, looking for some breaks here. Hits it hard, and Brian's gonna not opt to play it. Pressure's on Brayden. Hits it hard and in. Great defense by Brandon and Brayden, and gets the put on to secure a point, and that's gonna be 12-17. Looking to narrow the gap here. It's still going to be hard to come back. Brayden steps out right. It's a nice serve. This is going to be 1, 2, 3 put away by Matt and Brian. Matt to serve 18-12. Gets a nice little cut, and that's going to ace Brayden Bickford. Getting many aces this matchup for Matt Cole. Goes for the left. Brandon's going to not opt to play it. Brayden Lindvall to serve 13-19. Hits it hard into the rim. And that's going to be a lobster trap. Brian looking to close it out at point 13 for Tropical Wombats. Goes for the backhand and gets it, and that's going to be a carry that they're not going to call out. Matt gets the touch. A high set by Brian. The tweener by Matt. Brandon's there for the defensive play. It's off net. He gets it. Matt goes for the touch, and he can't get it. What a great rally for Brayden Lindvall and Tropical Wombats. A great rally, and that's going to be a point for Brayden Lindvall. Got to submit that one. That's a good one. Brayden to serve here. Can't double fault or else it's game. Steps out. Goes to the backhand. Nice little look. I love the confidence going for the backhand, the game-winning point. Hard hit. Brian gets a touch on it. And that's going to be game and match. So Series 2 and 1 secured by Tropical Wombats. And that is game. So just a couple of takeaways for both teams. I definitely have a lot more for Brayden Lindvall just because I feel like they could do a lot better. I mean, they secured a game and they are still playing great, and I love their athleticism and their effort. But I think there's a lot of stuff that they can work on to make themselves amazing players. But let me start with Tropical Wombats because there's a lot less there. Tropical Wombats, I think it's still just far sets, which are still difficult to... I mean, it's difficult for everyone to set far. But I feel like a lot of times they were pretty badly off net, and that only allowed them to hit one shot. Matt, I think you can use your legs more on sets. I think you keep your hand very close to your body, and then you kind of just do like a little like hop. I think you need to actually go down with your legs like a little squat and then actually go. Not a hop, but like squat and go upwards. And then once the setting is better, I think the shot selection will be better. But I think there were a few points, especially in Game 3, which is the one that Brayden Lindvall won. I think it was Game 3, where Brayden Lindvall won, where the shot selection was just very poor. And I think y'all picked it up definitely later on in the match. But really doing that early on so you don't lose the game, making sure your shot selection is away from the defense, not allowing them any opportunity to get rallies. For Brayden Lindvall, I think for Brayden especially, his serve receive could be a lot better. Right now, he's kind of just running side to side. He needs to have a better stance with his toes and making sure his arms are up. He kind of just has flat-footed and he's moving around like this a lot, and then he's having to shoot up his arms a lot later on when the service actually comes, but he has no time. The ball is here and he's still trying to put up his arm rather than having his arm and his hand already there. It would help him a lot more. And I would like to also see Brayden and Brandon not hitting on two as much. I don't think Brayden suffered from that as much as Brandon did. Brandon hit on two a lot. And a lot of times he hit it very high, and that was easy to get defensive plays on. And then playing bad serves. I've been saying this a lot for a lot of teams in this Gold League. But if you are playing a team that has really good serves, you need to be taking advantage of those rims, of those pockets. I think I saw a lot of times, even in this game, when Brayden Lindvall is down, there's a bad serve, and it's kind of just like, no, I don't want it. Where that's like, oh my gosh, like I could be taking advantage of that serve and hopefully using it to put it away and get a point off of it. But other than that, it was a great game to play, or a great match to watch. Not play. I didn't play in this game. Great match to watch, and I really did appreciate the athleticism, the effort that both teams displayed. And it was a lot of fun, a lot of great rallies, especially early on. And I'm really excited to see how the North Conference matches up tomorrow at, I believe we're going to be out there at 6 p.m. Don't quote me on that. I think it's 6 p.m. 6 p.m. tomorrow, yeah. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that. And I will hopefully see you guys back here. And that's going to be the last game for the night. And thank you so much for joining us. I'm your commentator, Nick, signing out.